Bartolome de las Casas, the protector of the Indians. But that guy died in 1544. Today, the Indians don't need any protector. What they need, of course, is respect. They need equality. Lack of discrimination. And the way they can get that is by the party going to government and give them what they deserve. The Africans don't need any William Wilberforce or Patrick Manning. What they need, of course, also too, is an absence of patronage. They need to show that in some ways they have the ability to improve and to lift themselves. And that is what they need. They must be given handouts. And therefore they too don't need any protector of the Africans. Manning could do what he wants and believe that they need CPEP and earth. What the Africans need is respect. Give them respect. Let them feel that they are men and women in their own right. And they don't have to live on handouts from the master, so to speak. So therefore, in this belief of Mr. Pandey, that he is the last Bartholomew of the Las Casas, I say to him, those days are over. And in any event, if even he were Bartholomew de las Casas at 76, he can be Bartholomew, he can be Las Casas. At 76, he can make it. And 4 years from now, if by chance we have elections then, he'll be 80. Does Mr. Pandey believe that the best way to help his people, our people, the party, is to, of course, accept change, is to prepare for succession? I told you last week, and I'm going to be in football, I told you last week, we changed the coach in football. Today, we changed the venue of the next World Cup match to Tobago. That is change. That is change. And at some point in time, the coach will change the team. And hear me tonight, on June the 6th, we shall win the match. We shall win the match on June the 6th. And you know why? Because we embrace change. We embrace change. As such, therefore, I do not at all accept the fact that the party has to remain static. My dear friends, throughout the world is full of examples where leaders, even in government, have given up because they accept change. In Malaysia, Dr. Mahathir Mohamad was Prime Minister for 13 years. 13 years, consecutive years. Mahathir Mohamad. He was very popular. He was at the peak of his career. And he stepped down. He stepped down. And he gave it to his deputy and said, I have worked. It's my turn to pass the baton. And that is why they are in power up to today. In Singapore, Lee Kuan Yew was one of the most successful, if not the most successful, prime ministers in the world. He changed Singapore, Iraq, he changed Singapore to be a success story. And then he stepped down because he had completed his mission. He passed the baton. And today Singapore is still a flower. It's still, of course, a dream. It's still one of the top countries in the world. He passed the baton. He accepted change. Mr. Pandey, wherever you are tonight, pass the baton. Pass the baton. If Nelson Mandela were to go for election in South Africa, even now, he would still win. He would still win. But after 5 years, and having set the pace for development, and having removed all the bitterness, having shown them that he, Mandela, was in prison for 26 years, and he came back out and wasn't bitter and built a country, then he stepped down. He and Pandey almost same age. He stepped down. And don't go too far, in Jamaica, P.J. Patterson was the Prime Minister at the time. P.J. Patterson said, I have had enough. The time has come to pass the baton. he stepped down, and all of these guys as prime ministers. After 3 defeats, 3 successive defeats at elections, after 6 defeats elections, Mr. Pandey says, why should I lead my people? Why should I lead my people? Overnight in Barbados, he too stepped down.
After 1
defeat. Pandey has 6. 6. He asks, of course, again, why should I lead my people? Mr. Pandey, I tell you tonight, lead your people to free your people. This morning, I was on TV, and I was on 106 with Surridge and Kennedy, and we were talking about the elections and about the meeting yesterday and what happened and so on. And they were saying that, of course, listen, they want to get a truce. They don't want to have any more meetings like these. You have to stop calling public meetings, stop calling private organizations and so on. I told Surridge, but what's the effect? I will go this evening and talk to the organizing committee, strategy committee, and I will put to them a proposal that they would discuss, and if they accept it, that for 3 months, we will of course have no public meetings. And I said, Surridge, if they accept it, tonight we shall announce it. That happened at 10 past 8 this morning. Between 10 past 8 and 4 o'clock, between emails and telephone calls, I tell you on my mother's grave, between emails and telephone calls, we received over 1,600 messages. Don't stop the meetings. Don't stop the meetings. The very crowd here tonight is indicative of the fact that we shouldn't stop the meeting. And I repeat, this is a PLM constituency. So they are going to call a retreat on April 26, which will fail. Because for a retreat to succeed, you have to go there with open minds. You feel, of course, Tim Kobising mind open, or Kamla, or Munilal, or Subhash Pandey, or Michaela, or Partap, or Mr. Pandey himself. You feel mind open. They look upon us as irritants, you know, nuisance value. But the fact is this, what we do tonight, they can do. They can do. So for any retreat to succeed, you have to go there with open minds. Yes. Without any bitterness. And they pick a date, April 26. Again, a date is sure I'll be out of the country. No big thing. I only secretary 2 weeks ago, and told him that President Blatter asked me to represent him in Aruba and Curacao for the gold project. 2 weeks ago. I also told him I have to postpone the elections in Chabonas West constituency as a result. And the very day I said so, is the day they picked, April 26. So we agreed that we shall prepare a paper with our friend Sylvester Ramkwa, be the organizer of the paper, a paper telling them, of course, our concerns in the party, and these are the points that should be addressed. We also agreed that April 26, from today until April 26, we shall have no public meetings. From today, what the day is? 16. For the next 10 days. 10 days, no public meeting. So we shall demonstrate a willingness for the retreat to succeed. Ramesh says, Jack, since you won't be there, I ain't going. I said, no, Ramesh, you go. Gypsy said he'll be there. They will harass them, needle them, and so on. It's merely a cosmetic thing, but we shall still go. And we shall, I repeat, we shall have no public meetings for 10 days. But on Monday 20th, and in between, we shall have cottage meetings. Cottage meetings. To people's homes. Talking to you in your homes, 10 persons, 20 persons. Begin from Monday inside Grandy with Carl Hardat. Am I correct? Yes. Right, for Monday. So we have to play there, you know. we shall be in cottages. But from the 27th of April, we can start again. We can start again. And therefore, I make the point to you, right, that there is no treatment postponement. None at all. I said to you, like Martin Luther King, I have a dream that one day very soon,